So I applied to the Wake Forest Fellow Program for a couple reasons. First, I had a really big interest in how the university functions, looking at the university from the top down. I'd been a student leader and I was curious as to why some of the decisions were made, how decisions were made, and learning how this place functions.
I knew that if I applied to any other job, I would not be able to go in and be able to work with that, like a higher up administrator, and to have that one-on-one mentoring experience. It would take years to gain that relationship, and even then it still wouldn't be guaranteed. And so this seemed like a really great opportunity to work at Wake Forest for a year and also just have that really great one-on-one relationship with an administrator.
I think it appeals to a lot of students just because you're able to shadow and to be able to work on projects that you really wouldn't be able to work on until you're 10 or 15 years into your career. And a past fellow described this as a year of osmosis, where you're just able to kind of observe and explore and to take the time to really to self-reflect and to kind of learn more about the university that I think a lot of the fellows would say has given them so much.
The nice thing about this fellowship is not only are we all starting at the same time, we're all starting something new, but we all come from the same background. We all spent the past 4 years of our educational experience at Wake, so we can all bounce off those previous experiences to talk about what we're doing currently.
The upcoming week we have Board of Trustees, Board of Visitors, homecoming, and it's just everything that could happen at a university is happening that week. And then they decide, hey, we're also going to be hosting presidential candidate Hillary Clinton and First Lady of the United States. And she said, we have too many people in different places right now. Would you be able to go in and sit on these meetings? So I was able to sit with, the lead of the Secret Service FLOTUS team and the lead on Clinton's team and work with their communication strategies and work with CER at Wake Forest and university events and be able to sit in on meetings with really incredible people and just enjoy that year of osmosis.
We do what's called leadership lunches, where once a month, maybe twice a month, we get to have lunch for about an hour and a half with senior leaders at the administration, but also some pretty senior leaders off campus that are alumni. And this is a time where they tell their life story, they tell how they got to where they are, and then it's an open season for questions. We get to ask them about their decision-making process, their personal stories, and it becomes this really genuine conversation around leadership and a great opportunity for us to sort of see how people got where they got.
One of the first projects I got when I joined the PHI team was to plan an event around the Olympics, but something with an intersectional focus, so focusing on race and gender in the context of Rio. And so I was tasked with planning an event that had no funding, and also it hadn't been done before, so there was no sort of format for how I was going to do this. I was in charge of booking flights and rooms for our guests. Also, I had to write a grant to the provost office to get some funding for the event. I had to talk to different community partners on campus to see if they would co-sponsor. And so this is a really good learning experience for me because as a student, I planned things, but I realized I didn't really plan things. I realized that a lot of staff members were doing the behind the scenes work for me. And so this was a good opportunity to see all of the work that actually goes into the programs that happen on our campus.
So one of the projects we're working on is we're building a mobile app for the entire campus. It's going to encompass elements to the app for alumni, for students, for prospective students. So I've been able to meet with current students, asking them what all they would want to see on the app, been able to send surveys out to parents, figure out what they would need on the app. And I've been talking to freshmen asking, hey, when you were a senior in high school, what would you have liked to see in a university-specific app? It's been great. I get to meet with a ton of different people. And the best part about working on that project is it's going to be something that faces the entire university. I can tell people at the end of my fellowship, hey, I was involved with that. This is something we're really proud of, and it's something that I'm looking forward to once it's enacted on campus. Hopefully it's a big hit, and I'm definitely going to be very proud of it if it goes well.
Empowering.
Growth.
Challenging.
An adventure.